Dial on Paulsboro. At long last, a brand new show, because Irma has been chasing me from one end of the state to the other, saying, when are we getting back on? When are we getting back on? And we're back on. Because Irma said we're back on, so we're here. Very happy to open the new series with Memorial Day footage, because it was a very special day. Of course, all Memorial Days are special. This was a unique one because the Paulsboro VFW, like unfortunately so many VFWs, have disbanded. And with that, we're left some memories for all of us, but particularly the plaques designating and recognizing people who had served. So let me have you pick it up from there, because I could not make the service. You were there. And what we're going to do, we're going to talk about just a little bit. We'll have a little break. Then Fred's going to take us into the footage that he and Amy shot that day. And then we're going to come back at the end of that with community notes and talk about this year's 4th of July parade, which is scheduled, and it's going to be on the 4th of July. So Irma, Memorial Day, that's always been a special day for you. You spoke one year. But this particular year, the mayor coordinated getting the plaque, which originally housed the VFW, moved over to the monuments at the point.
Yes, John, it was wonderful. The VFW and Commerce Street meant everything to us all the time, especially on Memorial Day. But anyway, they took the plaque off of the monument and stored it. And then through donations of many generous people, we have a monument there. We have the plaque there. 30 men that gave the supreme sacrifice. Paulsboro men. Gary and Amy was a big help. Thank Amy. They found their families, John, and it was wonderful. We had 2 sisters. We had Georgie Patton's sister, Patricia, and Andy Long's sister, Teresa, there. It was packed, John, and it was very emotional, but that's how you honor our veterans and all veterans.
And that setting is beautiful at the Point Veterans Park.
Next year, Gary's hoping there was only 5 Korean veterans that died from Paulsboro, and he hopes next year to have a plaque there with the Korean veterans there. And we will have them. He will have them with everyone's help. And it was wonderful. Paulsboro came out in force.
No, it's good stuff, because it's the right thing to do. And just saw Abby Kitt stuck her head in the door. By the way, we're coming to you from the lobby here at Hill Studio this week. We're going to take a little bit of a break, and then we're going to come back with the footage that Fred and Amy put together. And by the way, Fred's family is represented on that plaque as well, and Fred was there to be part of it. And it's just the right thing to do. So congratulations, everybody. Took the extra measure to put it together the way they did, to bring back families and to keep those names alive that are on that plaque. Stay with us. We're coming right back. Commercial break. Then we're on to Memorial Day. And then after that, we're going to go right into community notes and visit with Marc Kamp, chairman of the 4th of July parade. Stay with us. We're coming right back.
Multi-policy discount. Paperless discount. Paid in full discount, homeowners discount, safe driver discount, chipmunk family reunion, someone stole the nuts, squirrel jail, justice.
Countless discounts. Now that's progressive. Call or click today.
Thinking about a new appliance or an LCD TV? Don't think twice. Think Weiss. Weiss True Value has a full line of LCD TVs plus a great variety of appliances. And of course, hardware items like TrueTest paints, Master Mechanic tools, electrical supplies, key duplicating, and Rug Doctor rentals. And for repairs on screens and windows, look no further. Weiss True Value, from making keys to selling appliances and LCD TVs. Don't think twice. Think Weiss. 39 West Broad Street, Paulsboro.
For everything, there's a season, and a time for everything under heaven. A time for sharing, a time for caring, a time for remembering, and a time for parting. When that time arrives, let Beth McBride Foley and Thomas D. Foley at the McBride Foley Funeral Home help you in your time of need. Offering a wide variety of funeral services from cremation to traditional, McBride Foley Funeral Home has been helping families with the loss of a loved one with over 50 years of combined service. McBride Foley Funeral Home, 228 West Broad Street, Paulsboro.
Welcome to today's ceremony, and thank you for attending. Along with the other members of the governing body, I'm honored to speak to you today on such an important and special occasion. We're here today to honor our service members and to remember the sacrifices that they made in the name of duty and honor to their country. We're also here to dedicate a monument to those Paulsboro residents who made the ultimate sacrifice in World War II, and to recognize an organization, the George D. Patton Jr. VFW Post 678, that served our community in many ways for many years. Temperature is somewhat hot today, and we'll move on as quickly as we can, but I think we should remember when our servicemen are fighting wherever, the black volcanic sands of Iwo Jima were like 130 degrees. All right, the jungles of Burma, switch it the other way, battling in the Ardennes, the Battle of the Bulge. It was like minus 15 they were fighting in, so I think we can persevere for just a little longer. The ceremony will consist of two parts, the dedication of the monument and the Memorial Day observance. I want to thank the Gibbstown VFW for being here today to help us honor. I just want to, they have their own event, so once they're done rendering their honor shortly, they do have to leave, so they're not like leaving, they do have to get back to Gibbstown, but we thank you and God bless each and every one of you. At this time, I would like to introduce Reverend Jay Brown, a 20-year active and 2-year reserve service veteran of the United States Navy, who served as Fleet Marine Chief, Corpsman in the hospital, and a Vietnam vet. He is currently the pastor of Wesley UMC in West Berlin. Pastor?
Thank you, Mayor. I'm humbled and honored to be here, having served Billingsport Church here for 6 years, and I feel really that Paulsboro is home. And I'm a proud member of the VFW Post in Gibbstown as well. Let us pray. We have a lot to remember and to be thankful for. I'm going to take just a moment of privilege just to remember others this day, as we know that there are a lot of other events going on in this world and people that we need to pray for and mourn for with all the things that have gone on. So we'll just take a quick moment in your hearts and minds, remember and reflect on them as well. On this day, we call to mind those who gave their lives that our nation might live. Almighty God, we give you thanks for our great nation, the United States of America. And in a spirit of community, we pause to give thanks and remember all who have bravely served, especially those who did so at the cost of their lives, and lives forever changed in war. May we also remember your great love for us, and that there is no greater demonstration of love than to lay down one's life for another. Grant that our reflections today honor those who made that choice, as well as the many more willing to do so if called upon. To honor their legacy, we commit ourselves to be more vigilant in our love for others, and may the remembrance of the price we paid for our life as a nation impel us to seek justice for our nation and the cause of freedom, justice, and peace. Bless and protect all who serve in our armed forces, at home and overseas, especially those we name today, and those that we silently remember in our hearts and minds before you now. Bless the peacemakers in our nations and around the world. May our nation be a source of blessing to all its people and to the rest of humankind throughout the world. O Lord, we long for the day when your kingdom will come in all its fullness, when there will be no more need for weapons in warfare, and we will enjoy this peace that your Son gives to us. Amen. Amen.
Millions of Americans have fought and died on the battlefields here and abroad to defend our freedoms and our way of life. Today, our troops continue to make the ultimate sacrifice. And even as we lose troops still, more Americans step forward to say, I am ready to serve. They follow in the footsteps of generations of fine Americans. I'd like to ask the service members and veterans who are here today to raise your hands. Any service persons, veterans. Thank you for answering the call to duty for your country. As I am sure you are all aware, we enjoy this special day in our wonderful community. American men and women are placing themselves at risk on our behalf in many other places around the world. They are sacrificing their safety and their comfort so that we can be here in safety. We are eternally grateful to them all. At this time, I want to introduce Dwayne Sarmiento. Dwayne's a life member of the Gibbstown VFW and on these many other things throughout the state VFW. So Dwayne, I'm going to ask you to come up and say a couple words, please.
Thank you, Mayor.
Tell them where your service and what you did.
Oh, no, that's all right. This ain't about me. Mayor, I had a 15-page speech and Gary said it was too long. No, I'm only kidding. Gary, thank you, Mayor, for having me, to all the council people, to the members. Being born and raised in Gibbstown, I'm a Paulsboro High School graduate. Believe me, this community as much as mine is Gibbstown and Paulsboro. We all know that we're all one. We come here to dedicate this roll of honor, naming the residents of Paulsboro who went forth and defended our nation. The names on the plaques were our relatives, our friends, our neighbors. They lived here. They went to school here. They ran the streets, probably got in trouble just like the rest of us. You know, right? They were one of us. Tom Brokaw is credited with giving the World War II generation the name the greatest generation. Amen. No one here will doubt that. Some of them were drafted, some were enlisted, but when the nation called, they answered. The price of freedom isn't free. And those family members of those inscribed on this monument understand that more than all. General MacArthur said, "To die in the service of your country is to gain the highest and noblest achievement of free people." But I assure you, none of those that gained it sought it out. They simply started out by saying, I will give up some of my liberty. I will join the ranks. I will take the risk. They did what their country asked, and they paid the ultimate sacrifice. Talking about them is the easy part. None but the Gold Star mothers, fathers, and families who have lost sons and daughters in service can begin to understand the level of grief and anguish that then when they are notified by, unfortunately, infamous words of, "We regret to inform you." The fact that they remain forever young and vigorous in the minds and memories of loved ones is a small compensation for their absence. This memorial in this beautiful park will let the future generations of this community know that these heroes will always be part of Paulsboro, the community which they were born and raised. You know, I always hear, I watch Eye on Paulsboro, Mayor, and I always hear about, and I know being a Paulsboro High School graduate, again, I live in Gibbstown, Paulsboro pride. When we talk about Paulsboro pride, I can think of no better way to exhibit it than honoring our own hometown heroes. Mayor Stevenson, thank you for having me here today. To all of you, and again, I'm sorry we have to cut this short. We have to get back to Gibbstown for services there. But I want to, God bless all of you. May God bless our troops serving around the world. And may God always bless the United States of America. Thank you very much. Gary, thank you.
I'm going to move you guys up a step so we can get you going.
Okay.
I'm going to they do have to get back, and I know they can't be too cool in those uniforms. So what I'm going to do is I'll take my remarks a step back. But at this time, I'm going to ask the Gibbstown VFW to render honors. For those with hearing aids, be careful. Those are young kids, be careful. Whenever you're ready. Thank them once again. Thank you, Gibbstown VFW. Before I get too further, I'm going to do this relatively quick so that you can hold your applause till once. So we do want to get through. I want to recognize Commissioner Jim Jefferson here today with us, Surrogate Joe Chill, Paulsboro High School graduate, Gibbstown Mayor Vince Giovanetti, of course my own group, Council President John Giovanetti, Councilwoman Jennifer Turner, Councilwoman Karen Armistead, Councilman Eric DeTono, I got it, hold on, Joe Kidd, Councilman long-serving Joe Kidd, and I don't know if Councilman Ted Holloway's here or not, but I also want to welcome Gibbstown Councilwoman Wanda Tranquillo, or where you at, Wanda? I know you're here somewhere, so thank you. Thank you all to the politicians for being here, certainly appreciate it. Real quickly, I'm kind of shortening this a little bit, but we want to talk about the dedication, how it all came to be. The VFW was formed probably just shortly after World War II. It's been out on Commerce Street for as long as I know it, and it was named for George D. Patton Jr. George D. Patton was the first Paulsboro resident killed in World War II. He died in February 1943 in Tunisia, North Africa, fighting in the Battle of Kasserine Pass. Yes. My grandma would always tell me this little tidbit that she was a class of 1938, and her classmates were George Patton and Anthony Callista, Gibbstown VFW, first resident from Gibbstown. And she said those two were like twins. They were glued together. Everything through school, you saw one, you saw the other. And she said, in a way of honor, she wasn't shocked that they were the first two killed from Paulsboro and Gibbstown. And their names are on the VFW plaques and buildings. 29 more Paulsboro residents would die before the end of the war. Most died overbroad. Some died where they were never recovered. Some are buried over in Europe and in the South Pacific. Some died in the oceans, never recovered. Some came back here and died from their wounds. The VFW was a place for veterans of foreign war veterans to go and share their stories and their experience that they could not talk about with anyone in their house. At the VFW, they were around people who went through the same thing, saw what they saw, the horrors of war. Every year, a memorial service was held outside the Paulsboro VFW. They also became a huge community asset, making many donations throughout the community, especially with their little lottery pull tab machine. Our fire company benefited from that. Like many VFWs, they have closed because obviously the membership is dwindling. That plaque was on the outside wall where many of those services were held annually. And when the VFW closed about 4 years ago, I asked my borough workers, and I want to thank Herman, who's here, for taking that off the wall because it would have ended up in some scrapyard, and that was not a fitting place. So what I did is we put it in a borough garage, and there, like anything else, things got in front of it. Well, when I was looking for something else, I discovered it. And I just said, that's not a right place for that plaque to be. I contacted my fellow council members here and asked permission to put it at this memorial point. They agreed, and we did so. I went out and sought donations to pay for all of this so the taxpayers didn't have to. I want to thank the ExxonMobil people, the Paulsboro Refinery, Phil Weiss at Weiss's, Frank Turton. Frank Turton made that holder, by the way, for us. Marc Kamp for the pictures you see up. Sickles Engineering for designing. Eric, thank you very much. Lippincott Memorial. Trust me, I'm in the funeral business. I know how much that stone is alone. They gave it to us for almost next to nothing, and they cleaned it and put it up there. So I don't know if anyone from Lippincott is here, but thank you. Then became the hard part, tracking down the relatives of the 30 names on the plaque. Many folks helped me to accomplish that. We actually got 25. Really, we got 27. 2 couldn't come. They lived far away. And 3 we could not find. But without the help of the newspapers, Joe Smith and Matt from their local newspapers, and especially Amy Cook for doing all the genealogy, we were able to track down 25 of the 30 people. Without those folks, I could have never done it. We have relatives here, and I want to thank each and every one of you relatives for coming here and honoring your loved one. Today, everything has come to fruition. The plaque with its name is where it belongs, in a place of honor. In the coming year, we will be announcing a program for you to have a brick. The brick is over there on the table. The place here in memory of your loved one who served. They don't have to be a veteran of foreign war. As long as they served somewhere in the military, you're going to be able to have their names here. And one thing, and I'm going to bring this up, excuse me, to my council people now, we now have the World War I monument, all who served, and those that passed away or died during the war. Fortunately, we didn't have anyone from Vietnam as far as the town. Dutch Styler died, but he lived in Gibbstown, but he did go to Paulsboro High School. We have our World War II. Well, we do have a monument that says, grateful to all those who served during Korea, but 5 of our residents died in Korea. What we're going to do is, I'm sorry, you're fine, stay where you're at. We're going to put another monument, hopefully next year, to honor those 5. At this time, it is my honor to bring up, I'll just call her Miss Patton, if you don't mind, to read the Gold Star poem for the Gold Star Mothers. She is the sister of George Patton.
You gotta lower the microphone. Can you take the mic over there?
This is in honor of the American Gold Star Mothers for their sacrifice, service, and patriotism. A mother's tears were shed today for a battle long ago. Her precious gift to her warrior son, whose fate she'll never know. Not heroes, shiny meadows, for courage through their tears. No ribbon badge of honor can match a mother's tears.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Life is a journey that we travel with a lot of uncertainty. When your family is faced with change and you're in need of understanding, direction, honesty, and professionalism, we at the Landolfi Funeral Home have a tradition of assisting you with all of your needs in any way that we can. We offer many affordable funeral services. Please feel free to call us with any questions you may have or visit us at www.landolfifuneralhome.com.
Rizzo Family Chiropractic Center in Gibbstown offers pain relief with a difference. Using specific chiropractic adjustments, Rizzo Family Chiropractic will get to the root of your problem quickly. Bring your headaches, neck, back, joint, or limb pain to Dr. Karen Rizzo. If you have recurring pain, chiropractic can help. Rizzo Family Chiropractic can relieve many sources of pain without extended treatment and ongoing therapy. Give your family the gift of caring professional pain relief with a difference. Rizzo Family Chiropractic.
Come on down Route 55 to the Millville Airport. Visit Smith & Jackson Military Antiques and Firearms, a gun shop with a woman's touch. Buying, selling, and trading firearms and military items, especially seeking World War II, German, Japanese, and American items. Buying single items or entire collections. That's Smith & Jackson Military Antiques and Firearms at the Millville Airport, 21 Peterson Street, next to the Glasstown Brewing Company.
Who would like the honor to place this in front of the VF? Do I have a former VFW member here? Larry, where you at?
Larry, he's here, Larry Haynes.
Larry Haynes?
Yeah.
Larry, can you come up? I think it's fitting. Larry's a U.S. Army veteran, Vietnam, and I think it's fitting that he be the one to place this. Thank you, Larry. Eric, he's going to place it right behind you. Thank you, Larry. We're going to do this in sequential order, in the order that those heroes died. George D. Patton, Jr., Army, 1943, North Africa. If you have little red American flags, you're welcome to put them in front of the stone as well. Folks, you have to have a lump in your throat.
Yeah, that's the big ones.
Yeah. Put that one in front of the stone and the big one in the holder. Joseph R. DiNardo, Army Air Force, 1943, North Africa. Martin B. Enos, Army Air Force, 1943, United States. Give my mom a flag. Mom, I'll do it. I'll do it, Mom. Here we go. For those that don't know, in 1950, that plaque was dedicated at the VFW. In attendance, and then one of them pictures that you see on your program was Lou Bramall. Billy Bramall's here. His dad was there, his commander. George D. Patton Sr., who was there for his son, and Joe Enos, who was a mayor of Paulsboro at the time, who was my relative. so history repeats itself. Frederick J. Rohr, Navy, 1943, Guadalcanal. George Perrion, Army, 1943, United States.
We just wanted to see if we were.
I'm going to ask our surrogate, Joe Chilla, for this one. We have no family. Clarence Orr, Army, 1943, Algiers. You may have to do one too, so okay. I'll give you one just in case. George H. Carney, Army Air Force, 1943, India. And we're welcome to have the son of Mr. Carney here with us today.
Yeah, he came from California.
Yeah.
He's one from California, okay?
I think no, he's not one. Cuthbertson. James R. Cuthbertson, Army Air Force, 1943, Holland. Two relatives. Jim, you'll be next, okay? Joseph Hampson, Army, 1944, United States. Walter Stoll, Army, Army Air Force, 1944, Germany. And our train.
I'm the chief out there.
That's all right.
Get them to pay for it next year.
James E. Willis, Army, 1944, Italy. William J. Holmes, Army Air Force, 1944, United States. Did I hit Reed? Okay, you're next. Earl D. Reed, Army Air Force, 1944, Germany. Vince. John J. Hendrickson, Marine Corps, 1944, Saipan. Andrew P. Long, Army Air Force, 1944, Belgium. We're honored to have Teresa Burke here, who's the sister of Andrew Long. Harry J. Whitelum, Army Air Force, 1944, North Africa. Herbert L. Jordan, Marine Corps, 1944, United States. David D. Sariaco, Marine Corps, 1944, Guam. Joseph J. Policino, Army, 1944, France.
Everybody okay, Jenna?
Lee Hartshorn, Army, 1944, United States. She should have one of these. Does she have one? She's got one. Orlando D. Nicola, Navy, 1944, Pacific Ocean. Ready, Jen, or next? Okay. Lawrence Furman, Army, 1944, Luxembourg. Okay, John, you ready?
Yeah.
William B. Woodward, Army, 1945, Luxembourg. Samuel Stepanow, Jr., Army, 1945, Pacific Theater. I might be okay. Let me see. We got another big flag just in case. Hold on. Oh yeah, we'll have to do one more. John Ray Conrad, Marine Corps, 1945, Okinawa. Harry E. Frank, Army, 1945, Germany. Someone from the Frank family here? Okay, John. So are you ready? Albert Thomas, Army, 1944, United States. One more, whoever wants to do it. You think Mr. Chilla? Mr. Chilla would like to do it? Ask Mr. Chilla. He's. Next one, John. Next one. Next one. Ernest J. Bauer, Army Air Force, 1945, Admiralty Island. Okay. Right. Yeah, you're it. What do you got? Okay, I'll get you. I'm sorry. Stay right here. Stay right here. Damn sweat pouring down.
Doing a good job.
Basil Thompson, Army Air Force, 1945, Germany. And finally, Henry J. Davis, Army Air Force, 1943, Germany. Ladies and gentlemen, our World War II heroes.
Multi-policy discount, paperless discount, paid in full discount, homeowners discount, safe driver discount, chipmunk family reunion, someone stole the nuts, squirrel jail, justice.
Countless discounts. Now that's progressive. Call or click today.
Thinking about a new appliance or an LCD TV? Don't think twice. Think Weiss. Weiss True Value has a full line of LCD TVs plus a great variety of appliances. And of course, hardware items like True Test paints, master mechanic tools, electrical supplies, key duplicating, and rug doctor rentals. And for repairs on screens and windows, look no further. Weiss True Value, from making keys to selling appliances and LCD TVs. Don't think twice. Think Weiss. 39 West Broad Street, Paulsboro.
For everything, there's a season, and a time for everything under heaven. A time for sharing, a time for caring, a time for remembering, and a time for parting. When that time arrives, let Beth McBride Foley and Thomas D. Foley at the McBride Foley Funeral Home help you in your time of need. Offering a wide variety of funeral services from cremation to traditional, McBride Foley Funeral Home has been helping families with the loss of a loved one with over 50 years of combined service. McBride Foley Funeral Home, 228 West Broad Street, Paulsboro.
At this time, we'll place, as we do annually, but we kind of take it down from every organization and we kind of condense it. At this time, we'll ask the Borough Council, the Paulsboro Borough Council, to place their wreath. Chief Gilly. Fire Department also here. My firemen here. Paulsboro Police Department. Yeah, I got it. There you are, Chief. Go ahead. The Paulsboro Police Department. Got a fire department behind you. I got it.
Adams can do both up there.
The Paulsboro Fire Department. Clergy to place a wreath.
Yeah, that's fine.
Clergy.
Church.
Not church. Our Paulsboro churches. Judy, you want to do Chamber of Commerce? Judy, you want to do Chamber? She's coming up. There she is. The Paulsboro Chamber of Commerce. Jim, I got one for you, okay? I think I do.
Two of them.
Yeah, one for Vince. Okay. Be honored to have, and then if you want to say a couple words, Mayor Giovanetti from Gibbstown.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Council, for inviting myself, and on behalf of myself, Council President Demena, Councilman Chilla, Councilman Nastasi, and Councilwoman Tranquillo, we place this wreath in memory of the Paulsboro residents that gave everything for their country and in defense of our freedoms, and also for all the men and women that gave the ultimate sacrifice. Thanks for having me.
Jim, all right, you want to say a couple words too? An honor to have Commissioner Jim Jefferson representing the county.
It's an honor to be joined by Surrogate Joe Chilla, who is a Paulsboro High School graduate himself. It's always good to be in Paulsboro. It's good to take time to remember what's great about Paulsboro, and that's the people.
Thank you.
We'll clap that. While it may be hot, it's worth it to be here, be together. We lost that for the last 2 years, the art of being together and the art of remembering what makes this land great. That's the service and the sacrifice of those who love their country. May we be motivated by their service, by their sacrifice, to live in a way that we show that we want to be united in these states. God bless you all, and God bless America.
All the big ones. Is that all that's left?
Yeah, we got five.
Okay. All right, at this time, we only have two things left, folks, and we'll have our closing prayer by Pastor Brown, and I'll make a few final remarks. Pastor?
Thank you again for the humbling honor as we remember our brothers that have fallen, and remember those in other wars and since then that have fallen and given their lives in one way or another for this great country of ours. Let me just start quickly with a prayer of remembrance. In the rising of the sun and in its going down, we remember them. In the blowing of the wind and in the chill of winter, we remember them. In the opening of buds and in the rebirth of spring, we remember them. In the blueness of the sky and in the warmth of summer, we remember them. In the rustling of leaves and in the beauty of autumn, we remember them. In the beginning of the year when it ends, we remember then. And when we are weary and in need of strength, we remember them. When we are lost and sick at heart, we remember them. When we have joys we yearn to share, we remember them. So long as we live, they too shall live, for they are now a part of us as we remember them. May the Lord of glory bless us and keep us and our nation in his care. O eternal Father, in heaven, God of mercy and love, we beg you to protect our loved ones who are fighting in defense of our country, which we love so much. Stretch out your protecting arm over all our men and women serving our great nation. We implore you to have welcomed all who gave of the ultimate sacrifice into your heavenly presence. Give our military now serving the courage to face the enemy that threaten the safety and well-being of all your children around this globe, and help us to overcome the powers of darkness that cause so much world strife. O Creator of all things, we beseech you to watch over the souls and bodies of all who are exposed to the harms of war and the spiritual dangers that accompany it. Bless them, take care of them, and when they are lonely, let them know you are near them. If they are tired, give them strength. If they are wounded, give them comfort. Bless them with faith and trust in you, and breathe them to bring them back to their family and friends who love them so dearly. And may you hasten the day when all your children will know a time of peace and brotherhood together. Amen.
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 As I get ready for my final remarks, real quickly, we want to give each and every one of you, and I'm not sure if we have just take one flag. Two things you can do. Usually we ask you to place it out in the green area here in memory of a loved one that you know that has served or is serving. We ask you to place it into the ground. Fortunately, we had the rain and it's soft. Of course, for 2 years, we didn't do well. We were here, but it was just us council people, and it was cloudy and like 65 degrees. Figures we get everybody here and it's hot. So we ask you to place your flag, your American flag, into the ground, or you're welcome to take it home and fly it proudly somewhere around your property. I want to make sure I do thank Herman Schock and the borough workers for the great job they did on setting everything up for me. Herman, thank you. Today, you're also welcome back. Gibbstown VFW has a little thing going on. They have some refreshments, so anybody wishes, just go back. You're welcome. Don't send the bill to me, though. And at the end of Gibbstown's the Gibbstown VFW. Today here in Paulsboro, we gathered together to remember, to honor, and to pay gratitude for those who served our country and made the ultimate sacrifice. Your presence here today and that of the people gathering all across America is a tribute to those who lost family members in any war or conflict. And we should, like I said, we should remember, though this is geared to World War II, it's also for all the conflicts. As we say goodbye today in our way to remember our soldiers who shivered and starved through the winter at Valley Forge, to the doughboys who crouched in the muddy trenches of France, to the Marines who climbed Mount Suribachi on Iwo Jima, to the platoon who patrolled the jungles of Vietnam and any other conflict, and especially the young men and women who were patrolling some other foreign land who lost their lives. We honor them all here today. This is the day we pay homage to all of those who didn't come home. This is not Veterans Day, it's not a celebration day, and I always say this, I never understood the term Happy Memorial Day. It's a grateful Memorial Day, it's a respectful Memorial Day, it's a prayerful Memorial Day, but it shouldn't be a happy Memorial Day. It's a day of solemn contemplation over the cost of freedom. Thank you for attending today. God bless you and your families. God bless our troops. God bless America. Thank you.
We hope you enjoyed the footage from Memorial Day. I thought it was very moving. Unfortunately, I physically couldn't be there that day, but Irma's description of it heading into the footage was just right to point. So just well done by everybody. It's very important. We don't forget. Can you imagine being in an armed conflict, people shooting at you don't even know? Think about that. We're very grateful to those people. Grateful to everyone who wears uniform. Mark, now on a topic that we celebrate the nation's independence, equally as important. Yes. It's the 31st annual parade. You have been involved in every one of them.
Pretty much, yes.
Every one.
Yep. Yes.
You didn't miss one.
Yeah.
We lost 1 year, right, with the pandemic.
Yes. That 1 year we rained out.
Yep. So 1 year we marched in the rain.
Yes. Yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. I said this is our 31st. It'll be line up at the plaza as usual. Registration opens at 9. Parade kicks off at 10. Up Broad Street, Delaware Street, ending up at the high school where the revealing stand will be. Our theme this year is honoring our centenarians. We have
Is that a
two-
word, centenarians?
Yes, it is. I checked in the dictionary. I wasn't sure, but it is correct. We are honoring two women who are 100 years old, Evelyn Vallandigham and Flora McCormick.
It's a big deal. Centennial.
Yes, they're both 100 years old, and they both are very happy to be in the parade as Grand Marshals.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. Now, how about people, this is really a community parade. Parade works best when people jump in. So how do people sign up, Mark? I mean, you've done this for a long time.
Okay, registration forms are available at White's True Value and at the Borough Hall, or we have a Facebook page for the chamber. The application was shown on that, or just post that you want an application. We'll get one to you.
Because it helps with the organizers to register in advance so they can plan the line of march.
By registering in advance, you'll be further up near the front of the parade. Those that register last minute just get put at the end of the parade.
Well, the end of the parade's not a bad thing at this particular one because you have the Hawaiian dancers.
Yes, most definitely. Yeah, they're booked. We have the Jersey String Band. Greg Armstrong will be there with his traditional pop music. We have Glacier. They were signed today. We're trying to get the Motown band back that we've had before, and we're looking for another major band.
No, it's just fun stuff. Been involved in all of them along with Mark and the committee. And the parade steps off 10 o'clock, correct, Mark?
10 o'clock, yes. And we also have Friends of the Fourth. Anybody would like to donate, you can send a donation to Friends of the Fourth, Box 181, Paulsboro, New Jersey, and mark it for 4th of July parade. And you'll get anything over $25 gets listed on the Friends of the Fourth sign at the end.
And that viewing stand's a good setup. For those who haven't made this parade, there's lots of viewing spots along the parade. We have plenty of places to park your car and you can watch. But the best place is at the high school. There's grandstand seating. There's a brief program. The national anthem is sung. Awards are given out to the kids and participants in the parade. And it just becomes a nice close of the day. The whole idea is to start the parade at 10 and have it all over by noon so you can get home for picnics and barbecues.
And try and beat the heat.
Maybe we have a couple hot ones.
Yes, we have.
We've been visiting with Marc Kamp. I forgot to mention his name at the top, but everyone should recognize him. And Mark's been involved in this parade now. This is the 31st annual. So,
letters for the parade went out on Friday the 17th. They're a little late. I had some health problems and a little slow getting things going, but they are in the mail, and they should be coming out sometime this week.
Easy date to remember, July 4th, 10 o'clock. Either jump in the parade or come and stand along and watch your neighbors go by. Stay with us. We're coming right back with Irma Stevenson in a long community notes probably because it's been a while, so she's got her list together. We'll be right back.
Life is a journey that we travel with a lot of uncertainty. When your family is faced with change and you're in need of understanding, direction, honesty, and professionalism, we at the Landolfi Funeral Home have a tradition of assisting you with all of your needs in any way that we can. We offer many affordable funeral services. Please feel free to call us with any questions you may have or visit us at www.landolfifuneralhome.com.
Rizzo Family Chiropractic Center in Gibbstown offers pain relief with a difference. Using specific chiropractic adjustments, Rizzo Family Chiropractic will get to the root of your problem quickly. Bring your headaches, neck, back, joint, or limb pain to Dr. Karen Rizzo. If you have recurring pain, chiropractic can help. Rizzo Family Chiropractic can relieve many sources of pain without extended treatment and ongoing therapy. Give your family the gift of caring professional pain relief with a difference. Rizzo Family Chiropractic.
Come on down Route 55 to the Millville Airport. Visit Smith & Jackson Military Antiques and Firearms, a gun shop with a woman's touch. Buying, selling, and trading firearms and military items, especially seeking World War II, German, Japanese, and American items. Buying single items or entire collections. That's Smith & Jackson Military Antiques and Firearms at the Millville Airport, 21 Peterson Street, next to the Glasstown Brewing Company.
And welcome back. It's now time for Community Notes with Irma Stevenson, which has been a hallmark of this show for years. People keep up on birthdays. Of course, today there's Facebook and there's all sorts of different things. But face-to-face still works best in this case. We're coming into your living room. So, Irma, you got stuff.
Just a few. I have to say, everybody I'm going to miss, I got to catch up with you. Happy birthdays, happy anniversaries, happy whatever else, John. And happy birthday, first birthday to Xander Kai Garin, John Haddock Jr., Bill Doak Sr., Stephanie Stevenson Hamilton, Michael Boucher, Chris Cossenbader, Debbie Raleigh Armstrong, Carl Alcott, Gibbstown Mayor Vince Giovanetti, and our 100-year-old lady, Evelyn Vahanningham, who will be in our parade. John, I was at her 100th party. That was fun. She was dancing with the Mummers group and dancing with the Philly Fanatic.
Doesn't surprise me.
Well, she's Paulsboro. Carol Lewis, Jimmy Clement, Margie Emmerich, Tiffany O'Leary Sires, Fred, happy birthday. Just a few, yeah. Birthday. Alfonso Jr. Sr., Phil Weiss, Doris von der Hayden, Pam Rouse, Tara Battaglia Stahl, and two of the only people that will probably like me in West Deptford is Frank Boucher and Mo Friars, and they're thoroughfare forever, not West Deptford. And also Billy Weiner III, Jack Henderson. We have Aubrey Anna Quinn, Bill Pollinger, Mary Chip Cipollini, Robert Campbell, Carol King, Betty Lampke, and Lieutenant Colonel Jack Suter. Nice. And he's going to be married soon, September 4th, to Bonnie Eastlecht and Darrell Hampton. Happy birthdays and happy anniversaries to Ray and Angie Gezzi, Rose and Phil Weiss, Val and Chuck Quackenbush, Lorraine and Jeff Oswald, Irva and Robert McCauley, April and Ray Ziegler, Stacy and John Cotanza, Ashley and Eric DeTono, Mayor Claude and Kim Berthel, that's my granddaughter, and Richard and Delance Braxton. Happy birthdays and happy anniversaries and to everyone. And I'll catch up.
It's a pretty good list.
Yeah. And don't forget our 4th of July parade. John, please join us. I'm working on my costume, John.
Irma, you've had some classics.
Well, I have, haven't you? And
just remember Bloomers.
Well, yeah, at my age, John. And Gary's having to fit myself. Mom, you're too old. I'm not too old to walk that parade and dance. And, you know, I'm 20.
We're carrying a fire truck. You'll be fine.
Well, you're there, John, right? And I'd like everyone to visit our Gill Memorial Library. John, it's wonderful since the new library's been there. And with COVID has really hurt them. But now great new books, summer programs for your children, displays. There are wonderful displays of Paulsboro High School memorabilia, jackets, hats, yearbooks, John. It's wonderful there. And they have wonderful historic articles in reference to the borough's history.
Tremendous, by the way, because their Facebook postings are excellent.
Thank goodness for all our librarians, but Jim Pratt.
Really done that.
He has, John, I don't know how much he has cataloged, and he's still doing 1P to 8P, Monday to Thursdays, not open on Friday. Please go and enjoy. And July 2nd, our friends in Gibbstown will have their 4th of July parade. And congratulations to the class of the 2022 Paulsboro High School graduation. John, it was wonderful. Beautiful. We had, I think, 75. And good luck to all of them. And condolence and prayers to all of our families and friends who we have lost over this last 2 years with COVID, John. Whew. And I attended the June 19th.
Juneteenth, yeah.
Juneteenth, 19th. Yes. It was wonderful. The vendors at Second Baptist Church bought a lot of good things. And I met one of our Paulsboro High School graduates, Greg Bell. He works at Ramona Realty. He's a class ag, and he's working to bring in the best people into Paulsboro to buy homes. And that's what Paulsboro kids are. And John, we're 72, John. Next year, John, you'll be coming to our graduation. We did graduate, John. I was 57. Yeah. Our 50-year class.
I'm not recognizing it.
Next year, John, class of 72. We have 384 coming, John, and it's this Saturday. And, of course, Mark was in charge of that. So we're going to have a lot of fun.
You know, no wonder Mark has lost weight. We have him too busy. He's got Paulsboro Day. He's got the 4th of July parade. He's got the combined class reunions.
Oh, that's Paulsboro. That's Paulsboro, John. He just doesn't. And please keep your prayers for Mark. I mean, Mark's tough. He's Paulsboro. And I'd like to thank everybody for our daughter, Judy. She's going back in the hospital, but hopefully she'll be there a couple of days and be back home. And she's a fighter. And Walt and I, we all do. But my friends and family from Paulsboro have really, they lifted us up, John.
That's because that's the way people are supposed,
yes.
and the way people are supposed to look out for each other. And that's going to do it. For Fred Buchter behind the camera, for Amy, what is Amy's last name now? Fred, she gets mad at me. Amy Buchter. I'm going to call her Amy Cook. For Bill Crane, our producer, who could not be here today, thank you to everybody. And by the way, if you're interested in advertising on the show, Fred and Amy are going to start to get around, so we have to rebuild that advertisers base, and we have to reclaim our audience. So pass the word, we're back. And that being said, Irma.
See you on Broad Street. Go Big Red.
See you on the 4th of July on Broad Street. Until next time.